Listen, we can't talk about January 6th or Ashley Babbitt without talking about the lies that brought them to the Capitol on that horrible day. You can disagree with me if you want to, but you'd be wrong. The 2020 election was not stolen. Not only did Donald Trump lose 60 plus court cases related to that lie, every single claim he made was proven to be a lie or a fabrication as well. He said Dominion voting machines were changing votes from him to Biden. That company sued Fox News and won over $700 million because of that lie. He referenced the movie 2000 Mules, which said people were harvesting ballots and dumping them in ballot boxes all over the country. That movie was removed off of shelves, and the producers came out and said that they had false information. They said that poll workers were changing votes. Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss successfully sued Rudy Giuliani for making that claim and won those lawsuits, and now Rudy has to sell all his shit to pay them. He tried to say that thousands of dead people voted in Georgia, and the election officials in Georgia told him that wasn't true. They had only found a case where 2 people may have received ballots and they weren't alive, but they hadn't proved that those ballots were actually turned in. So we cannot have a conversation about January 6th or Ashley Babbitt without talking about the lie that sent them to the Capitol in the first place. That's why posts like this from Marjorie Taylor Greene make me laugh hysterically. 4 years ago today, a military veteran and unarmed protester, Ashley Babbitt, was murdered in cold blood by a disgraced police officer called Michael Byrd. We will never forget Ashley, and I'll keep praying her killer receives justice. Keep fake praying, Marjorie. Throw in a prayer for your husband and Brian Greene's wife while you're at it, because I'm sure they need it after both of you cheated on them and took a vacation together. Michael Byrd is a hero. Marjorie Taylor Greene keeps bringing up his name because she is a racist. And this is also why responses like this from Donald Trump are laughable.
More than 140 police officers were injured by rioters on January 6th. Will you pardon anyone who attacked a police officer?
Well, you know, the only one that was killed was a beautiful young lady named Ashley Babbitt. She was killed, and there was actually somebody else that was killed, also a MAGA person, but people don't give it 100% credibility. I'm going to find out about it, and we're going to find out. But Ashley Babbitt was killed. She was shot. She had never been shot. She was shot for no reason whatsoever. In fact, they say that she was trying to hold back the crowd, and the crowd was made up of a lot of different people, so we'll see. But I will tell you this, the person that was killed was Ashley Babbitt. The other thing is, when they talk, you know, there was never charges of insurrection or anything like that. But if there were, this would be the only insurrection in history where people went in as insurrectionists with not one gun, okay? And let me tell you, the people that you're talking about have a lot of guns in their home.
Listen, Ashley Babbitt fucked around and found out. She tried that in a small town. She played stupid games and won the ultimate stupid prize. If only she had just complied. And had she not been lied to by Donald Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene, she probably would have been home with her family instead of at the Capitol trying to jump through a window to get to elected officials. Anyone who says she was trying to keep people back or she wasn't jumping through the window is lying to you and telling you not to believe what your freaking eyes saw in the video. These are the people who say that Daniel Penny should have choked out Jordan Neely, a homeless guy on the subway, because of things he was saying, but Ashley Babbitt, who breached the Capitol with a bunch of violent idiots, should not have been shot after breaking a window and trying to jump through it. Okay. And why is it so hard for Donald Trump to say, I will not pardon anyone who assaulted police officers. However, I am considering pardoning people who were not violent and seemed to just get caught up in the crowd that went into the Capitol. That would be a lie, but at least it might let police officers think that you still back them while also letting January 6 dumbasses know that you back them as well. But avoiding the question should tell every single law enforcement officer that Donald Trump does not give a shit about them. That when these people say they back the blue, it is for political expedience and not because they actually give a shit about police officers. I was having a conversation with someone about this one day, and they made the stupidest statement that Donald Trump just made about the insurrectionists not having guns. First of all, if you read through the convictions of the January 6 idiots, you will find that there were many of them who had been found to have guns and other weapons on them. However, that is beside the point, because these people broke windows, threw barricades, and sprayed pepper spray at police officers while going into the Capitol. Therefore, it was a violent insurrection, even if you want to pretend they didn't have weapons. But this person said to me, what would they do? They didn't even have guns. And I said, if there were no cops there, and they were able to get into the chambers where the elected officials were, because that's what their ultimate plan was, what do you think they would have done when they got inside of there? Do you think they would have just sat there and watched the certification of the election? Or do you think they would have been trying to do the things they were yelling they were going to do, which is hang Mike Pence and drag Nancy Pelosi down a flight of stairs by her feet? The fact that we are still talking about this like it wasn't a violent ass day is crazy to me. The entire Republican Party is full of a bunch of unserious hypocrites. They all know the election wasn't stolen. They all know January 6th was an insurrection. And they all know that Ashley Babbitt got exactly what she deserved on that day. The only reason they say anything different is to satiate the ignorant MAGAs. Michael Byrd is a hero. He prevented Ashley Babbitt and others from getting to elected officials. For that, I applaud him. Period.
Don't want no enemies or ops. Envy in their heart, I tell them stop. Vacation on the yacht.